Hi everyone, this is Robert from Social Work Portal. Today I'm going to show you exactly how to transition from caseworker to a licensed social worker. If you're currently working as a human service professional, a child welfare worker, or even a mental health technician, you already have the passion for the frontline experience. Now let's get you the credentials. We're going to walk you through an academic pivot, the licensing steps, and the modern tools you need to manage this massive transition without hitting a wall of burnout. There is a massive difference between managing a crisis and treating the root cause of it. And today, we're laying out the exact blueprint to help you take control of your career path. Let's get started. Our main goal today is to bridge the gap between the frontline casework and an advanced professional licensed practice. Whether you are a sociology graduate, an entry level social service staff member, or a nonprofit employee, this career move is about increasing your impact, your autonomy, and your income. We're focusing on clear step by step how to approach because the licensing process can feel incredibly overwhelming if you don't have a plan. And by the end of this video, you'll have a concrete roadmap to level up your credentials and modernize your daily workflow. First, let's look at a caseworker versus licensed social worker career path. As a caseworker or social service assistant, your focus is primarily on immediate crisis intervention, resource coordination, and navigating rigid agency protocols. It's vital work, but it often comes with a career ceiling. By moving from entry level social services and licensed master social worker or LMSW or licensed clinical social worker or LCSW roles, you radically shift your professional boundaries. You gain the legal authority to diagnose mental health conditions and provide clinical psychotherapy. It's the difference between connecting a client to a clinic and being the specialist inside that clinic running the therapy session. To make this leap, your first actionable how to step is education. You must earn an MSW as a human service professional from a program fully accredited by the Council of Social Work Education, or CSWE. If you already hold a Bachelor of Social Work, look into advanced standing programs, which can cut your graduate school time in half. For those of you already working full time in state agencies or healthcare coordination, don't panic. Look for hybrid or asynchronous online programs. They're specifically built for working professionals, allowing you to complete your advanced practicum requirements without giving up your current paycheck. Now let's talk about money, because you shouldn't let the cost of graduate school stop your career progression. If you're a child welfare worker, you need to look into Title IV-E funding programs. These are federal grants that cover your MSW tuition in exchange for a commitment to work for an agency for a specified period after graduation. Additionally, many nonprofits and state departments offer tuition reimbursement or flexible schedules. Once you hold your license, you also become eligible for public service loan forgiveness, which wipes out your remaining student debt after 10 years of qualifying public service employment. Now, this is where most people hit a wall, balancing a full time job, graduate classes, and clinical internship hours. To survive this transition, you cannot rely on messy paper files or disorganized spreadsheets. You need to adopt an all in one platform for social workers to handle your daily tasks. By using modern social work scheduling and appointment software, you eliminate the back and forth administrative headache. Streamlining your current workload frees up the critical mental energy you need to focus on your studies and prevent the severe burnout that forces so many talented people out of the human services field. Here is your practical long term timeline. Step 1 is securing the CSWE accredited MSW degree. Step 2 is passing the ASWB, or the Association of Social Work Boards. master's level exam to become a licensed master social worker or LMSW. Once you've achieved that, you enter the clinical marathon phase. You will need to accumulate roughly 3,000 hours of postgraduate supervised clinical experience. It usually takes about 2 to 3 years to deliberate. Structured practice under an approved supervisor before you are finally cleared to sit your independent clinical license. The ASWB exam is a major milestone, and honestly, it is notoriously rigorous. It doesn't just test your ability to memorize facts, it tests your clinical judgment in complex situational scenarios. Nationwide first time pass rates hover around 68%, which means you cannot wing it. You should commit to an 80 to 100 hours of targeted ASWB exam prep, focusing heavily on mock exams. Take time to study your specific state's social work licensure requirements for career changes early on, so you know exactly how and when to submit your application and background checks. To show you what's possible, let me tell you about Kate. She spent 5 years as a child welfare worker, facing crushing caseloads and feeling completely exhausted. She decided she wanted more clinical autonomy, so she used her state agency's tuition assistance to get her an MSW. The turning point for Kate was staying organized. She adopted a modern client management software for human services to keep track of her clinical supervision hours, notes, and intakes. Today, she's a thriving independent LCSW running her own private practice, enjoying the career freedom she always wanted. As you transition into a licensed role, your documentation style has to change completely. You're no longer just logging chronological agency activities, you are writing legally defensible clinical notes. To handle this efficiency, you need tools that offer automated intakes and forms. Moving your clients to electronic intake forms saves you hours of manual data entry every single week. It also allows you to seamlessly transition to structured therapeutic frameworks like SOAP, DAP, or BURP notes, keeping your practice professional and audit ready. When you transition to licensed practice, compliance becomes your personal responsibility. You are dealing with highly sensitive mental health records, which means you absolutely must use HIPAA compliant data and file storage. Using encrypted cloud systems ensures that client assessments, treatment plans, and psychological evaluations are safe from data breaches. Furthermore, having a platform with a built-in secure messaging and documentation protects your client's privacy and safeguards your hard-earned professional license from liability issues. One of the most rewarding aspects of becoming a licensed social worker is moving from reactive crisis management to proactive long-term clinical care. Modern client goals and progress tracking software allows you to visually map out therapeutic milestones. Whether you're working in mental health, substance abuse, or private practice, tracking behavior patterns over time proves the efficiency of your treatment. It also gives you the precise data required to justify continued care to insurance providers or state funding boards. Now let's do a quick how-to recap for the essential strategies we covered today. First, secure your educational foundation with a CSWE-accredited MSW program. Second, offset your costs by aggressively pursuing Title IV-E funding or agency tuition assistance. Third, respect your ASWB exam by treating your prep like a part-time job. Fourth, protect your sanity during the transition by adopting an all-in-one platform for social workers to manage your documentation and scheduling. And finally, build your practice on a foundation of HIPAA-compliant security and data-driven progress tracking. Now it's time to take action. You can start setting up your future professional infrastructure today without spending a dime. I highly recommend clicking the link in our description to sign up for a free 21-day trial of Case Management Hub. It's an incredibly intuitive, secure, and designed specifically for social workers. It handles everything we talked about: intakes, secure messaging, documentation, and goal tracking, all in one place. No credit card is required to sign up, so click the link and start optimizing your workflow today. Once you click the link, you'll be brought to this page. Just enter your first name, last name, and email, as well as your organization name, and select your practice area. We also recommend that you enter a phone number. Once you're done, you'll be brought to the main dashboard where you can perform quick actions among many other things. And what we're going to demo today is how easy it is to set up client goals and review progress through the reports dashboard. So step one, we want to navigate to the clients table and then open up a client profile. Step two, we're going to scroll down to the goal section and we're going to click the title just to expand that section. And you're going to see that I don't have any goals here at the moment. So we're going to click the plus button at the bottom right corner. Step three, we're going to give our goal a name, and then we're going to add each of the steps that are required to achieve the goal. You're going to start with the first step and add each subsequent step underneath it. When we're done, we're going to click Save at the bottom, and that'll add that goal to the profile. One thing that we can do here is if I just hover over the title, I'll get three buttons here. The first one is to edit. And the one thing that I want to do is I want to place a check mark here, which will add this goal onto every client's profile. I'm going to click Save. From the goal section, step four, you can manually mark steps as done. What you'll notice is the date completed column fills in with today's date, but you can always come in and modify that yourself, clicking into the date and choosing another date. I can also sort the goals by A to Z, Z to A, by date added, oldest to newest, or newest to oldest. I can also filter the goals by completed, pending, or in progress. Step five, we're going to review goal progress by heading to the reports and analytics module. From here, we're going to select from the drop-down goal progress. We're also going to choose which goal we want to generate a report for using this drop-down. It was a client goal. And there's our goal. And you'll see that we have two reports generated here for the goal. The first one indicates how many have achieved that step. And the second one is an achievement percentage, indicating who or how many have achieved all of the steps versus how many have not. And don't forget to like this video, as it lets me know that you've received value from it. You can also subscribe to the channel so you don't miss great content like this one.